morning, everyone. Long days, long nights, long weekends. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I, for one, had a blast. Tomorrow morning, or sorry, tomorrow afternoon, noonish, midday, 12 p.m., I should have the Hot Wheels Legends Tour. And the Hot Wheels Legends Tour was in the Tampa Bay area. It was the launch of the tour. It's supposedly the world's biggest traveling car show, and they have I believe all, if not most of the U.S. dates already announced, and then they have Europe and Asia TBA, so I guess they're going to keep going for a while. Mount Kimi, hey, what's going on? Man, weekend wasn't that bad. That's good. Yeah, it was a hectic weekend, Friday night, running out to a couple sites to do surveys, emergency stuff. Excuse me. Saturday morning, getting up, and because I'm talking about the Hot Wheels Legends Tour. So they had contests going on. They had a whole bunch of die-cast cars. They had full-size, actual drivable Hot Wheels. And then obviously, people registered their cars to show them off in their, respective locations. So you had some trailer queens there. Some people actually drove their cars there. There were some bikes, monster trucks, low riders, hot rods, rat rods. Just a whole assortment of cars. So I was able to get out there. I did the recording, and then I even got the 360 recording. I still have to process all that, so I haven't had a chance to really process all the videos, but the ones coming out tomorrow. And today we had Breaking Bread with Dread, and we did Sunscreen Film Festival with Carlo from 4GQ TV, and we went to Ford's Garage. My first time ever going there. Hey, Slide. Game complainers, what's going on? Yeah, I'm driving to McDonald's again. Oh my God, I'm so beat. Nasty, what's going on? Sports, what's up? So yeah, we did the car show, and the funny thing is, it was nice. I was able to do that on my way to Sunscreen Film Festival. So got a chance to get in there, do some recordings, and I ended up talking with some people because I didn't get something happened with the media passes. Long story, but anyway, I ended up, because again, I like what they do, so I wanted to go there and support them. So I was just trying to get some outsider shots, and that I wasn't media, so I wasn't going to be able to do certain things. And I just wanted to, hey, this is from the outside perspective. So I've got videos of their the times, all the different movies they have going on. Hey, Selena. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you guys for checking this out. And then I ended up talking to a couple of the runners, and they're like, "Where are you at? How come, So it was cool to see that, people that I knew from last year remembered me, and they're like, I'm sorry, we'll get you set up for this thing. And yeah, so Carlo and I did the interview, and again, it was, good food. I seriously could not stop talking about their tater tots. Oh my God. And then the sandwich was good. The sandwich, it was a brisket burger. Oh, so good. So good. I got the cat wheel. I'm too busy to build it. That's funny. So, yeah. As you can tell, I'm feeling it. Exhaustion is definitely a thing. So anyway, we got to do the breaking bread. I ended up going home, taking care of some business because I wasn't planning on staying there. I just wanted to, get some film, bring it back out to you guys, let you guys know what you're missing. So, maybe next year you guys can schedule something and go out there and visit it and check it out. It's well worth it. I mean, at least for the networking alone, if you're in the film industry, the networking, it's well worth it. Like I said, last year, even with being media access through 4GQ TV, I've networked with a lot of people. It was good to see people again this year, and continuing on with the networking and the social gathering. So it was good. No, you're kidding. That's fine, man. No worries. Right now, everything's probably going to go above my head anyway. Like I said, just burnt out from today. But yeah, just trying to get all this stuff going, man. So they ended up getting me and Death Dealer passes to the awards night. So I got some shorts out there between Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I got some shorts out there of part of some of the awards / after party. Really cool stuff. Like I said, very cool people. Everybody's supportive, and that's the beauty of it. You want to stay with the positive trend. You don't want to put a glass ceiling above you, because once you do that, you'll never fly out. So just remember, that glass ceiling is actually an open dome. You can fly out of that dome and be bigger and better. So, and that's one of the things that just going there last year had kind of opened my eyes and taught me that there's more to this than just what you see. You still got to be cautious with people. Some people, and that was one of the things some people said. I overheard, like, you don't trust me, but if you look into this, and this. So they were being honest, like, hey, just don't blindly trust somebody. Look into them, do some research on who you're doing business with, but at the same time, it's positive mindset. So, but yeah, if you hear some noise trickling, that's my breakfast right now. I have to stop into good old D&D and did they burn it? No, it's okay. It's not too bad. So yeah, we ended up going there. I had a great time. Even though I was working, I had a great time. And hopefully, we'll see more people. It was very odd, to be honest with you, because I was busy constantly introducing Death Dealer. Like, I didn't realize how many people I knew and remembered me, and at the same, you know what I mean? Like, we actually networked and developed a bond, and it wasn't like, oh, hey, you know, this guy again, you know. No, we actually had conversations. We had, you know, hey, you know, check, this is my wife, you know, this is this guy, you know, this is what they do, or this lady. We ran into some script writers, so we may join in on a couple sessions with them. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to record that. But we did go in and, you know, talk with them about some stuff. We talked to a few other people, and again, everything was fun, friendly, casual networking. You know, that was the beauty of it. So look for those videos coming out. I don't know when I'm working on them because we've been so busy. We've been so busy. And it's like, wow, yeah, it's scary how busy you can be with work. And then you know, you hear your fellow friends that I don't know if you guys heard of Tampa J, but Tampa J, I consider a friend. I think he'd consider me a friend. We're more acquaintances, but I still, you know, I support him. He just quit his job last week. He's going full-time YouTube, you know, and it's good to see stuff like that. I'm not sure if I'll ever get to that point, but it would be great to get to that point. As you can tell, I'm running out to another site, check out a night survey here, and it's been raining, so yeah, that's gonna be fun. Hopefully I stay dry, but yeah, you know, it'd be great to see, you know, how much more time I would have if I didn't have a regular job. I don't even know how long I worked yesterday. Like a good 20-something hours. Hence why I'm burnt out. I should have a few more shorts dropping from the event. Cougar Man was going on. Cougar Man, you first jump on and say hello to Perry, and then you say hi to me? What am I, chopped liver? No, I'm kidding, brother. I'm kidding. Oh. So yeah, it's been a fun, hectic time. I enjoy, you know, and that's the thing too. I enjoy doing this. You know, it'd be nice to have these dreams, and you know, again, open stadium. You know, you want to make sure that you can fly out and you're not being, you know, confined to, oh, I'm just this little person, I can't do anything. No, you can. If you guys are still here, check out Game Complainers. They got their show on Wednesdays. I appreciate all the support Perry and the guys at Game Complainers have given me through the years. And it's amazing that going to an event years ago has led to a friendship. Especially when you first see this group of guys wearing Game Complainer shirts, and you're like, oh man, what are these guys going to complain about? Like, they're going to nitpick this thing. And they were just a good group of guys, and you know, interacting with them over time, and, you know, and it was just like, no, it's not even like that. They just like talking about games, you know, and it's great. They're gamers, and developed a friendship and all that, you know. So you never know. Again, you never know what's going to happen, and that's the beauty of being open and talking and networking. I think we all need to buy Metroid Dread shirts. I appreciate that. That would be cool. That would definitely be cool if we bought Metroid Dread shirts. I know I've got mine. You know, it'd be cool is to see everybody standing in line to buy the new Metroid game wearing Metroid Dread shirts. And I know Perry had suggested earlier that I should make a new Metroid shirt for the new shirt. You still have yours? Might get a different color next time. Oh, cool. Yeah, the ones on what's it called? The newer website. Those are slim fitting shirts. So definitely order a size larger. Oh, she likes slim fit. I just like them because the fabric's softer and slightly thinner. So for me, it works out because we're in Florida, so you kind of want that breathability. Okay, let's see. Metroid Dread Prime, yes. I like the Files of Horror t-shirt. Oh, thank you. Al's been making a killing with these File of Horror shirts. I sure hope he has. He quit his job in the stock market because of the success of the shirts. Now that would be awesome. That if those shirts were making that kind of money for Harold to retire and just keep making shirts, that'd be cool. Wait till Halloween. There's so much going on. I'm gonna be so freaking busy. I'm not gonna know what to do with myself. I'm gonna try to get some early access to a petrified forest. So it sucks this year they weren't at MegaCon, but it's just funny how I get access to record their house, and I'm not allowed to show anything. I can do some edits and kind of like, you know, the edits that I do for the, you know, to where I turn videos into shorts and do those kind of little edits like that to like advertise that they're there. And yet you'll get other guys that'll just full blown show everything that's in that house, and it's like, why did you ruin it for people? You know, I usually show it not until like midday Sunday, so that way, you know, that's the last day and the last few hours that I finally, you know, if I have it done by then, that I'll show it then. And it's like, why would you ruin it for other people? You know, so I want to get some early access to their actual haunts. Jet's getting away from me. We need Harold and DREADPOOL in the same video. That would be cool. We can get a hold of Harold. Halloween is like Christmas for you, dealer. Yeah. I'm just a big kid. I love the haunts. I love all that stuff. You know what I mean? I think part of it is just the creativity. when you're building haunts, and then to go see somebody else's creativity on how they built their stuff, you know, and knowing what it takes to put it in there, you know, to build this thing, even if it's simplistic, it takes a lot. I hate when people spoil stuff for others. I see people do that with video games. Yeah, it's like, okay, where else? The big reveal will happen one day. Yes, the big reveal will happen one day. It will happen. And wait, mark my words, wait till you see. You're never going to believe it. But anyway, well, where was I getting at? Oh yeah, Epic Universe. They have stuff for influencers, and they've opened it up. You know, did another a bigger soft opening for other than influencers, so you can actually go there now and experience it. But you'll never know if. Give me a second. You'll never know if a ride will shut down. People have gone there, paid all this money to go in, knowing that there could be possible ride closures. You're going to be standing in line to not even ride the ride. You know, full aware, you know, because again, it's a soft opening. They want to get people in there, and they let you know if you do pay for this to get in there, you may not ride everything, and everything might shut down. You might be in the middle of a ride and it might break down. You know, so they know that. You should renew your own vows at a haunted house. I've actually seen couples get married at haunted house. Well, we'll see about that. You never know. But again, you know, Epic Universe, they said, you know, you're not allowed to record this, you're not allowed to record that. They let you know where you can record. You know, because they are, you know, filming advertisements, they are filming this, they are doing that. And, you know, again, everything is not 100%. And they tell you that. And they don't want you, you know, showing like the rides just yet. Or because a lot of times the rides break down and then they have to turn on the lights, and it ruins the dream of what you're in. You know what I mean? That experience. So. But there's already people that are breaking those NDAs and just slapping up, here's this ride. And it's like, you weren't even supposed to show that yet. You know, they don't care that you recorded it, but you weren't even supposed to show. I mean, they did care because you showed it. You weren't even supposed to show it. Okay, this guy's got his brights on. Jesus. People don't understand. Don't turn on your brights when you're following somebody. So yeah. That's why when there's any kind of thing, I try to respect the person that's running it. I try to respect the function, the event, whatever it is. Which is again why Sunscreen hasn't had as many videos out yet. You know, obviously I'm busy, but I have to go through and make sure I scrub stuff that they don't want to see, and try to work around all that scrubbing of the content that I have because of those items that they did not want to have shown or seen, or for whatever other reason, you know. I never signed an NDA, you know what I mean? But the people at Sunscreen Film Festival have treated me good, and I'm going to honor my words. You know, I'm going to honor our agreement of what I am allowed to show. And I think that's part of the thing. Perry, when I went up to Pennsylvania, right? And we did the Amico event I didn't get paid for any of that stuff. All that stuff was out of my own pocket to go up there, to rent a hotel, a flight, all that stuff. I chose to help out Tommy Tellerico. I didn't have to do that. Just like he didn't have to set it up that I got in for free. I didn't know I was getting in for free. I paid my own way on top of that to get inside. Jaden, good night. All right, appreciate you stopping in. Thank you. You know, I didn't know. Again, you know what I mean? I'm far from an influencer, and I never want to be that influencer. I just want to be a real person, going out, seeing this stuff, getting you guys access that you guys can't get to, and then maybe encouraging you guys to go to these places and experience it for yourself. RWK, what's up? Yeah, broken NDA. But it was never a signed NDA. It was just a verbal agreement. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to, you know, I'm not that guy that I have to sign anything so I don't spoil anything for somebody. You know, I don't like those people that do that, or I'm better than you because look at what I got to do. No. It's like, hey, it's cool that I got to do this. I'm trying to bring this to you. Not, I got to do this and you did it. Look at how much better of a person I am. No, I want you guys to come out here. I want to be able to see you guys hang out over here when I go to these events. I want to run into you guys and talk to you guys there and be like, yes, you know, I was able to help make those connections. You know, that was the whole thing with the event. I made connections up there. Some of them fell apart. Some people turned into sharks and backstabbers. Let's say it that way. And some other people were good friends and became better friends. And then some people I met, like you guys, and became good friends with. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, Perry's wife and my wife are on a podcast together. Nobody would have saw that at anybody's bingo card for the decade. Nobody. We need to start doing podcast conventions. Yes. Carl and I, and then there was another friend. I sort of lost touch with him. I still see him commenting here and there. He goes by Tempest Sun, and I even threw it out. I wanted to go to Orlando and go to like Game Busters, or what? No, not Game Busters. What is it? Dave. What's it called? Dave's Game Busters or something like that. It's two guys' names. What was it, Ron and Dave or something? Man, I'm so drawing a blank. I only went because CY was there, and I was a fan and wanted to meet him. That turned us into becoming friends. The podcast with Wives is fire. Hey, Pink Pickles! We do the best podcast. Yes, you did. I had to watch the replay. Just so you guys know, this coming up one, Majestic Mayhem on 4GQ TV with Death Dealer and Pink Pickles. They're going to have a surprise guest. I'm not going to say no more. Not going to say no more. You guys are going to have to wait, go there, figure out who the surprise guest is. It's going to be a great show. But yeah, I was so busy last night, so I apologize. Dave and Buster's, thank you. Like you see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm working way too much. Roblox, hey, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, it is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm appreciative of what I got. and not everybody is. And that's the thing that you gotta appreciate what you got, and I do. You guys are moving the chat so much. Give me a second here. Speaking of podcast conventions, Carlo actually more so, I've been trying to support him. So I'm not trying to take the credit. But Carlo's been trying to do something with certain conventions and get a podcast and a panel and all that. So hopefully it works out. You'll be surprised who's going to show up. What was the name of the event you two guys met at? We were at the Amico Fest, is what it was called, and it was at Crayola. It was the Crayola Experience in Eaton, PA. They actually handed the controllers of the Amico, a working prototype, to each other, and watched each other play the games. She's not a surprise. We announced it last night. Okay, well, again, I wasn't there. I was playing catch up, so I didn't know. I didn't want to spoil anything. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to spoil anything. But it's going to be awesome, and everyone needs to watch. Yes, we definitely need to support you guys. Is this a longer drive since you started earlier than usual? Yes and no. It's a decent sized drive. RWK, who's Pink Piggles? That's funny. Yeah, who's RWK? If you're looking for a tractor, RWK might have a sexy tractor for you. And you guys are running rampant with the who is who. Now there you go, Pink Pickles. Who is this guest? We need to blow up our podcast so we can host the convention. Yeah, that would be cool, dude. I'm serious. We need to dump the firmware of the Amico and clone console, not sell, but we can just play it. Yeah. I not allowed to say that. You know that Tommy Tellerico's a friend of mine. I can't say something like that. The guest is Julia, and she's a producer, writer, podcaster, and one of Stephen King's dollar babies. So there you go. There's a surprise that was not a surprise because they actually announced it. So, and I'm proud of these two ladies because they've created a great podcast that's only gotten better over time. And look at who they have coming on as a guest now. And they've had a couple guests on before. And nothing to detract from those guests. But it's the networking. It's getting bigger and better. The ladies always knock that out of the park every Sunday night. Yes, they do. Again, that's on 4GQ TV. We always say about 9-ish. and that's Eastern time. And the podcast is The Majestic Mayhem with Death Dealer and Pink Pickles. But yeah, just it's good, and that's the thing, right? The ceiling is open. You can fly out and grow. You know what I mean? Now back to Petrified Forest. I talked to my contact last year, and I was like, "Hey, I didn't hear from you guys. I'm sorry. You know, I should have reached out sooner. Again, I know you guys were busy, so I didn't really push too hard." And I said I would have loved to come out here, just remind you guys. I still want to do stuff with you guys. My contact was like, we got a new PR team. I handed the information over. That PR team decided that they were going to go with a whole bunch of Instagram influencers. You know what they got out of it? Nothing. These Instagram influencers didn't show anything. Nothing came up on my feed. And I have a Petrified Forest on Instagram. We're friends. So anything that pops up for them pops up on my feed. Nothing. Sir Henry's, all the people that he has over there, every time something happens, they tag Sir Henry's, he pops up. Everton Haunters, they pop up. Oh. Carlo is texting me. How do I do this on a live stream? Let me see how I can do this. Okay. He's responding to an earlier text. I was like, what'd I do, Carlo? Don't tell me I said something I shouldn't have. Emoji charades, yes. That is so cool. I'm glad they're still working on getting it out, but the longer it takes, the harder it's going to be to break the market. I've been pushing to be the third guy that has one out in the wild, but they're not falling for it. I'm friends with the two guys that have actual amigos out in the wild. Again, they're pre-release versions. Still beta, I guess. And they play them all the time. They pull them out and play them all the time. And it's like, oh, man, it must be nice. And, seeing that I'm not part of that circle, I figure, even though I'm in a smaller circle of that circle, but not in the bigger circle of the gamer setup, that I figured, hey, I'm not in part of that circle that people called the cult of the Amico, or Amico cult, or any of that stuff. Even though I was at the event, a lot of those guys got hate because they were supporting something that they liked. You know what I mean? They were helping out. They were called paid shills. I never got any of that because I'm not part of that circle. You see what I'm saying? So it'd be cool if I got it, because then I'd be an outsider to that. And again, I'll give you my honest opinions. I will definitely not sit there and fanboy out because it's Tommy Tallarico that had something to do with it. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, it was cool to hang out with him, but we've developed a friendship, which is why, like, certain things, even still, there's certain things that he's announced I won't talk about, only for the fact that it's still kind of like floating out there, and I don't want to be like, hey, yeah, they got this, this, and this, and you know, and at that time I didn't know that he actually announced it. As far as I knew, it was a verbal NDA, verbal agreement, which I took as a verbal NDA that I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to keep it to myself. I'm the cult of personality. Okay, I got to backtrack again. Give me a second. Ladies are awesome. Thanks for subscribing. Oh, we got a subscription. Thank you. Thank you, Beast the Rapper. I remember Lawn TV always shouting out 4 guys with quarters. Yeah, one of the guys that used to be part of the 4 guys with quarters bought like a huge Patreon membership. Excuse me. So that lasted for a long time. And, you know, hey, sometimes that's what you got to do for marketing. Since we have a guest on, we'll be on promptly at 9 this week. I'm super pumped to interview and hang out with someone. I'm disappointed the Amico didn't come out. I had fun playing it at Crayola. You know, it's funny though. It doesn't mean it won't. They're still working on getting it to come out. It's just the, you know, COVID really screwed it up. And they're trying to get support. They're trying to get the backing to be able to produce all these and all that. So I don't know the full context anymore because now there's Amico has their own Phil that's running that show. Yeah, Keemstar wanted to offer Mike $1,000 for it. Not enough. $1,000, never, not enough. $100,000, we might talk, but no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't even do it for $100,000. I'd have to talk to Tommy about it first. You know what I mean? I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. You know, and it sucks. I could use $100,000, couldn't you? But yeah, I couldn't do it, and I wouldn't do it either, and I know Mike wouldn't do it. Yeah, what a chump ass for that low ball offer. Yeah, I mean, was he really thinking Mike was that desperate? I would have offered $1 million. Yeah. Like I said, it's... Come on. Come on, man. There we go. And it's a lot, but it's not... The friendships you make through stuff like this, you can't backstab somebody. I'm still mad at Lon for not doing the Floby review he teased 5 years ago. Biggles so angry because Lawn TV never reviewed the Floby. Huh. Well, I didn't realize she also posted that. Keemstar said he wanted to own it because it never came up. Yeah, well, don't you think I want to own it too? I want to own it. I mean, it's like owning an actual unicorn. It'd be kind of cool. I want emoji charades. Dude, we had a blast playing those games. And don't get me wrong, I did get some hate from it now that I think about it. They had a game called Shark, and they're like, oh, it's a ripoff of Feeding Frenzy. And it's like, yeah, you realize Feeding Frenzy is a ripoff of Shark, right? The original one. And it's like, know your history before you talk shit. And the thing is, emoji charades, you can use your phone. You have to use your phone because it is emoji charades. But it's fun that you can do something like that, link up your phone and play it. Could you imagine streaming emoji charades? That's like a Jackbox party. Don't forget to check out the new merch store. We got Toy Maker shirts. Death Dealer's got her shirts in there. We got all a DREADPOOL, Breaking Bread. So we got a variety of different shirts, different functions. That's what I wanted to do the minute I saw it. Stream it online with everyone. Trust me. I saw that too. When we were playing it, I was like, oh, this would be so great to be able to just sit there and play it live with everybody on the stream. That'd be so great. DREADPOOL has the shirts. RWK has the yeah. RWK should get the shirts. That's what I think. I also have glassware and mugs and hats. You know, if you guys go to the Toy Makers, that money helps support the haunted house. All that money goes to that, because what we do is with the haunted house, we donate all our time and a lot of our props. We donate for the cause, but we don't donate it to them. It's still our props, but we use them as part of our time donation. And the money that they build from us being there, or make from us being there, goes to local charities. So it's definitely definitely a good cause. Excuse me. That came out of nowhere. If I hit the lotto, I will buy a haunted house called Dread Dealers. And you could run it with a big budget. No, we were actually looking at, we've been told, Death Dealer's actually been told more so, she needs to look for our own little place and find stuff. So I've been actually looking too. But again, you need money to make money, and in order to have that, it's kind of, I really don't want to owe investors, and I know I could probably get some investors. There's a lot of people that do stuff like that. They invest in small little startups. I just don't want to waste anybody's time or take their money and think that I just was doing it to take their money and steal it and mishandle anything, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't want to do too much and not get it right. But yeah, I've been looking at properties in different areas, trying to find, I found one that had great potential. The only problem is this great potential, someone got ahead of me before I got a chance to really look into it and see about, you know, truly looking into it and locking it down. The only reason why I hesitated was because I was like, who's going to drive this far to this thing here, right? And then we went to Fear Reach Ranch, and we drove to a ranch that built haunted houses on the ranch in a small section. And I was like, man, if we drove this far for an experience like this, and they have, like, for what they've done in the matter of a few years, they have high production quality, and you got to give them props for that, for the high production quality that they've put out. And, you know, so again, we drove that far out there, and I'm like, well, if we could actually do this and have a good production quality of that caliber, versus the place that we go, we only have so many months to put something together. So you know, we can only build so much ahead of time, and without being able to build on the property because they have other events, really, you know, dampens us. You know, a petrified forest, you know, they start every March, April, between sitting down, planning what they're going to do, and then they start building, and every year they tear it down. By December, they've torn it all down, and then they start all over again. And that's part of the thing that they, in that jurisdiction, that they're allowed to do to keep it up for the length of time that they have, is because they tear it down every time and rebuild. You know, and it's a property that they use. You know, they have a, I don't know the whole ins and outs of it, so I really couldn't say, but there's some sort of deal going on with the property. So, but again, with the city ordinance, you know, they have to do certain things, and so they abide by it. Then you have Sir Henry's, which is, you know, he's doing 4 haunts now. It was 3 haunts a year. You know, so you had Halloween, and then they would redecorate a couple of the trails specifically for Christmas. They do 2 weeks for Christmas, and then they turn around and do 1 week for Valentine's Day. So you do a weekend. And now they've got the ghost town and barbecue, and I think it went off. I think it was a hit. And again, they changed up their format for that specific one, so it's not the same old, oh, it's the same house again, they just changed this up. Well, yeah, you can only change up so much, especially when you're building stuff to a more permanent building style or setup. So yeah, you can change so much and this and that, but they altered the way that they did things. They actually had a show. They had a little storyline, which they always do. All the houses have storylines, but they had more storyline that was different, and it was part of the courtyard. You were part of that storyline too, which was really cool. So when you look at it like that, it's like, oh, cool. I want to be able to do something like that too. I want to be able to have my own unique way that Toy Makers does things. And I want it to be worth people's time, you know what I mean? I want it to be worth people's time and money. Alright, let's see. If you can run with a big budget, yeah. Sometimes, even if you do it right, people get nervous and back out and claim you didn't do a good job. Yeah, that is so true. Best to just save up and do it yourself. You will do it one day. Yes, thank you. Just don't throw a bunch of water. Hold on. Don't throw a bunch of water in my face like the Headless Horseman hayride over here. Yeah, no. We wouldn't do that. There's certain things that you just don't do. We don't do the touching thing. We don't do the grabbing. We don't do assaulting. We don't do the torture. We don't do any of that stuff. You know, we want you to be freaked out and have fun. But some of that stuff, I understand they want to be a little bit more explicit, I guess, you know, with the handsiness and make you like really tormented. But I think it's going overboard because it doesn't help when you can't do the same thing to everybody, and you can actually accidentally touch somebody a certain way, and they can, I mean, even scaring people. We've had issues with people being scared and get all pissy at us and like, oh, you can't do that. And it's like, no, you can. You came on this property and I'm doing my job. You know, maybe go find something else to do. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break, and I gotta make a stop here. So I appreciate you guys for stopping in. Give me about 15 minutes or so, and I will be back on. Or should I don't know. Am I able to pause this? Hold on, let me see if I can do something. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, sorry about that. I don't know if, I don't know how it looked on your side. I was trying to take care of some business on the app. So, Yeah, that's what I think I'll do. I'll just come right back. And I appreciate your time. Oh, let's see. Just don't. I had my hearing aids in that night, and those got damaged. Yeah, I think. Depending on how things go, placement of certain things is important. $4 grand right there. Wow. All right. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Thanks again.